Oh, cool. There's a little smaller one over there too. Holy cow, dude. This is so incredible. 13,100 feet up here. Okay, wow. Hey everyone, welcome to another fantastic adventure with MinerBiker, and welcome to the Lewis Mill in Bridal Veil Basin above Telluride, Colorado. Today I'm riding Bridal Veil Basin and then up and over and down the Wasatch Trail and Bear Creek back down into Telluride. Should be quite incredible. Absolutely loving being back over in Colorado. So without further ado, we'll jump back down to town early this morning where I started, bring you on the behemoth of a climb to get up here. Then we're going to check all this cool stuff out and continue on our way up and over and have a wild descent back into town. Should be awesome. Come along for the adventure. Alright, cruising the river trail here in Telluride. Leaving our Airbnb, heading towards Pandora. Black Bear Pass Road. Got some rain overnight, so it's a little damp out here. What a beautiful place, holy cow. Historic Pandora Mill. Huge old mine building. There's Pandora Mill, and here at the top end of the canyon there's Bridal Veil Falls right there. We're gonna go climb up and head up into Bridal Veil Basin up there. What a magnificent place. Wow. Alright, Black Bear Pass Road up to Bridal Veil Falls. Here we go. Wow, this is beautiful. Holy cow. Just dazzling. A whole bunch of mine waste rock on the mountainside up there above us. Beautiful creek coming down from clear at those falls up there at the top. And heading off down into the valley. Wow. What a place this is. Wow. Bridal Veil Falls. Oh, cool. There's a little smaller one over there too. You see the old power plant peeking over the edge up there. Check out all this old mining stuff over here real quick before we continue up. So cool. Oil cart tracks, old power lines. That's crazy, you can hear all the water in there. Oh yeah, there's tons of water flowing inside of there. That's cool. So cool. Got old power lines. Obviously all the ore car tracks. going out here. That one probably would have tipped him up and dumped him into like a truck or something maybe. And then this out here would have gone out where they dumped the waste rock. And then all the waste rock built up. There's the mine portal. Oh, these are ore carts. There's one that's upside down. You can see the old truck underneath it where the wheels would have hooked. So yeah, these are all ore carts. That's so cool. So awesome. So very MinerBiker. And then just look at the view off into the valley. Absolutely stunning. Wow. Alright, we made it to the turnoff. Here we'll pass the power station up here and be on the Bridal Veil Basin Trail. And so there's the hydroelectric power plant up here. Alright, there's the top of the falls. It's the remains of an old tram station right there. Pretty amazing what they built up here, perched on the edge of this mountain. On up into Bridal Veil Basin we go, following the old mining road. Oh my, that's beautiful, the waterfalls. There's your big wad of avalanche debris. So pretty. Man, this is so mind-blowing up here. What an incredible place. Oh, this is one heck of an old road they carved up through here. Maybe there's going to be some hike-a-bike sections on it. This is quite the impressive feat of whole engineering to carve this in. Amazing the places they took roads and railroads to access mining. So much water. You'll feel really dry when I get home compared to this. It was already dry at home. It's really gonna feel dry at home compared to this. Wow, that's steep. Oh my. Wow, that's pretty. Right here we're going to detour over to Lewis Mill and Lewis Lake. Then we'll come back and continue up to the right there. There's the Lewis Mill. Oh, he's cool looking. Wow, what a cool place. Incredible old mill building. And a cabin, probably living quarters right there. And then Lewis Lake's up in there. Looks like the trail's pretty snowy, so I probably won't take the bike up there, but I may still hike up to it. Wow. What an incredible place. It's definitely posted as no trespassing and the door's locked, so obviously they don't want you going inside. Now that it's probably very safe to go inside anyways. It's cool. You can tell there probably used to be a tank right here, probably a water tank, because water would have been key to helping to move slurry and stuff through the mill, to take material into the top of the mill, and then gravity and water would have moved the material all the way down through it, probably over like sluice tables and shaker tables and stuff like that, to separate materials by density and buoyancy and other such methods that they used back then to separate stuff out. May have had crushing in here too, hard to say. And just the inside of there looks like a great big bin, great big ore bin. See, ore would have gone in through that top opening up there. Amazing how much of the glass windows and everything's still intact. Oh, here's where it probably could have been ore going in. See, there was a cable went in up there, so it's probably an overhead tram actually took it in. There's the remains of a tram car bracket right there with pulleys on it. Would have ran on an aerial tram up into the side right there, actually, is how the ore would have got in. I'm guessing this is all waste rock, or where the ore would have been hauled to here and then trammed into the mill, unless the tram came from higher up the mountain somewhere. Got some ore car tracks here, so it's probably waste rock. It looks like there might have been a mine opening right over there. Holy cow, dude. This is so incredible. You can see how the whole building was just built down the side of the hill so gravity could move the material through. And you got the front of the mill where different types of material probably would have ended up in different bins and stuff inside of there, and then been loaded out onto old trucks to make the very steep, treacherous journey down out of here. That is so cool. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Oh, what an incredible place. Yeah, right there looks like what would have been the entrance to a pretty good sized mine. You got the remains of the tram that would have brought it out. Like, you can actually see part of the hoist over there with some brake drums and stuff. Big pulley right there. That definitely would have been the, looks like it's more of a vertical shaft going down. A lot of this wood here is probably the remains of the big head frame and stuff would have sat over the top of it. Big old marmot right there. And the tram buckets would have took it right over there and into the side of the mill. Well, based on all the snow, I'm going to leave the bike here. Just hike up to Lewis Lake. That's a cool old rock dam. And a metal chute for a spillway out of Lewis Lake. Oh yeah. Oh, what a pretty spot. Flat-soled bike shoes definitely are not the best for gripping in the snow. Well, Lewis Mill, pretty cool to see you. Alright, back to Bridal Veil Basin Trail. Turn and head this way to head up over the pass to Wasatch Trail. We can get up over the pass before any storms hit. that's like a bike. $12,800 feet. I think we're about just over 13 up here in the pass. This will be like the second highest I've ever gone with a bicycle. Only time I've ever gone higher than this with a bike is on Mount Elbert 2 years ago. Back out over Bridal Veil Basin. That's where we came up from. The mill's out of sight behind this hill over here. You actually see a little bit of Lewis Lake right there. And then right there is the path that the Wasatch Trail will take us up through. And then we start descending off the other side. Oh, how epic has this been? Alright. Up there to the pass, Wasatch Trail, here we go. Woo! Holy cow! Wow! Oh my! And now you can really see Lewis Lake over there. That's cool. So pretty. Now here we are at the pass. Now we're gonna do a steep plunge down Wasatch Trail all the way down into Bear Creek. Past Bear Creek Falls and back into Telluride. I think we're timing it good by being up here right now before these storm clouds decide to do anything. Oh, this is epic. Officially the second highest I've ever been on the bike after Mount Elbert. 13,100 feet up here. Not bad. Alright, it's cold up here at 13,000 feet. It's time to go. And it's starting to rain too. So loose. Well, we're going down a lot faster than we went up. Funny how that always works. got back down out of the rain. It was cold up there. Oh. Wow, that's pretty. Oh God, it's so gorgeous. Flowers galore. Wow, that's steep and loose. Holy crap! Wow! This is insane. We gotta take some pictures. Y'all. I'm not sure that one's worth the risk. Definitely worth a picture though. This is a pretty incredible trail. I don't like those bushes overhanging like that. Snagging, pulling for handlebars. Oh, not really bushy. Wow, all of a sudden we're buried in the bushes. Whoa. Woo! Yeah, boys. That was nuts. Wowee. What a descent. Woo! Yeah, boys. Definitely glad I had the big bike for that one. Branching teeth. Good.
Guys, watch out.
How many's down there?
Just two.
Two?
What you said? Watch out, there's a biker.
Thank you. Just me. Just me, thank you.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, wow. Some of these spots definitely are possible to ride, but they are not worth the risk. Thank you.
Got a lighter spot.
Yeah, buddy. Thanks, just me. Reminds me of 3 years ago when I rode off the top of Delano Peak down into South Fork with Pine Creek and the Tushers. Definitely got vibes of that. So this is even more epic. There's these switchbacks on here actually rideable. So pretty. Forget. Woo! Alright, now we're done with the Wasatch Trail. Gonna go up the Bear Creek Falls Trail a little ways. Check out the falls because we might as well while we're here. And we'll head on back down towards town. That's pretty cool. Thank you guys. Yep. Thank you. Hello. Hello, it's just me. Have a good one. On your right. Thank you. Just me. incredible. Incredible. Gondola to Mountain Village. Most part, all the hikers are very friendly. There's a couple that looked at you like, what are you doing on my trail? Alrighty everyone, we're back at the Airbnb and oh my goodness, that was quite the ride. That Bridal Veil Basin was a behemoth of a climb, but oh my goodness, that was one of the most spectacular and beautiful places I have ever seen. That Lewis Mill and Lewis Lake were so incredible. It was cold and starting to rain up there at the pass at 13,100 feet. Glad I timed that when I did, so I beat most of the storm, I think. And then that descent down the Wasatch Trail was absolutely nuts. Falls were cool, dodging hikers down the Bear Creek Falls Trail. That was kind of fun. Thankfully, most of them were very friendly and everything, and the trail was pretty wide. A few of them looked at me like, what are you doing on my trail? But it's perfectly legal to be there. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed it. Make sure to check out the first video from the Colorado trip when I rode the Twin Sisters segment of the Colorado Trail and descended Engineer Mountain over by Silverton. Check that one out. And stuff from previous Colorado trip, like Mount Elbert and stuff 2 years ago. That was awesome. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. That was cool. 19.5 miles, 5,440 feet. Not too bad, considering I hammered all that out in like 6 hours. Pretty good. So, thanks again for watching. Leave us a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and keep digging up new places to ride, hike, or otherwise adventure in the great outdoors. Under your own power is always the best.